are a very staunch advocate for individuals choosing their own paths to sobriety beyond that of AA. What turned you off from AA?
Quite a number of things, but primarily I was an architect, and I sort of a secular guy, and the spirituality, the powerlessness turned me off. It also, as an architect, it didn't make any sense. There were no building blocks. There was no way of, sort of understanding the sequence in which I was going to relieve myself from my problems with alcohol.
You say on your website that AA has a 95% relapse rate. Can it really be that high?
Well, it really is that high. I mean, the reality is that most people drop out within the first month or so, and that we really don't track people when they don't show back up. So the research seems to suggest that somewhere between 5 and 8% of the people that are really successful through AA, and the rest find their own way to recovery or don't.
Dr. Peele, does this surprise you?
Well, I've spent my career, I've written books called 7 Tools to Beat Addiction, and I've got another book coming out called Recover, which points out that we rely completely on the 12 steps in the United States, and yet they don't work. We do research, and we find that of all the people who recover from alcoholism, fewer than 1 in 10 do it through AA, and yet that's the only thing that we offer to people. We're so imbued with our failure. We're so wedded to AA as being the only way to go. Even the most formidable intellectual figures like the conservative columnist David Brooks for the New York Times swear by AA, but by measurement, it's ineffective. So, and what they add on top of being ineffective, they don't really do anything. What does AA provide that's going to enable people to quit drinking? What kind of skills do they give to people? And the answer is they're none. It's a folk group, and people can belong to it. I'm fine with that. But it's not a treatment. Doesn't offer anything. And yet, despite the continued failure of AA, what's worse that they add upon that is they're completely dismissive in a really negative, antagonistic way towards anybody who proposes any alternative, even for so much as to say, well, look, AA can continue to exist, it's fine, but for everybody who fails at AA, who doesn't want to go to AA, who refuses a court assignment to AA, let's have something else in our stockpile to offer them.